Recently, Israel launched a counterattack towards Iran. Is it possible that the Israeli-Iran conflict will escalate to biblical proportions that will have ramifications for all of us worldwide? Is it possible that a prophecy from an Eastern Orthodox priest predicted all of this decades ago? But before we get into that, guys, my name is Ruslan, and this channel exists to encourage, empower, and inspire you to live a life that blesses God. If you're new here, if you're not new here, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. As a huge percentage of you guys, unfortunately, are not subscribed. If you guys haven't been keeping up with the situation in Israel, with Iran, it's been back and forth. It's been bloodshed, primarily because of what happened October 7th that then transitioned into Israel launching an all-out air and ground assault into Gaza that's caused tens of thousands of people to die, some of which are Hamas and terrorists, others of which are civilians. This has caused an outcry from the international community. And this situation has continued escalating with Iran for the first time in history launching an attack against Israel. Israel then responded and has since said there will be additional response if Iran keeps playing around. And all of this could have potentially been the prediction or the prophecy of an Eastern Orthodox priest decades ago. This is from the Orthodox ethos. Okay, this is really interesting. All right, and let's take a look at this video. We're gonna play the priest that made this here in just a second. Check this out.
There's a prophecy recently commemorated and by Metropolitan Theophilus, which says that one day, this was uttered years ago, 20 years ago, by an ascetic in Crete, Theodore, an ascetic in Crete. He says, one day you'll be sipping coffee. You will hear the news that the Israelis have hit the nuclear program of Persia. That will be when the major worldwide events will start. At the same time, another sign, either shortly before or after, Erdogan, the head of Turkey, will fall. And this will be the sign of the great events that were mentioned in these prophecies.
What's interesting about this is, where did Israel launch their counterattack? Right next to the military location of where Iran allegedly is building their nuclear program.
Yikes. Wow.
So some people said that Israel did that as a way to kind of flex and say, hey, keep fooling around with us. Like, next time we'll actually hit your nuclear program. And they hit right next to it right now. Who knows if that's true? The other interesting thing is that he talks about Turkey falling. Now, I'm Armenian. If you guys know anything about Armenia and the history with Turkey, it's not a good one. So their leader potentially falling, I mean, that sounds like music to my ears, if I may say so myself.
Whoa!
Yeah, go ahead.
Ruslan and his Armenian Zionism. That will be terribly destructive. And this started, as we said, in Syria, Ukraine, and Israel. After the Jews strike against Iran's nuclear program, then both China and Russia will be forced to react. The prophecies of the saints say this, and note, not only the Greek saints, the Russian, Romanian, Serbian saints say this. They all say that countries will use nuclear power. Putin and China don't want that. The New World Order wants it very, very, very much. They push them to do this. Putin and China are pressured to do it.
Wow, that's some spooky stuff, man. All right, so of this prophecy, okay, there was also a recent development in Iran after they launched this attack against Israel. Not sure if you guys saw this, but goodness gracious, this is some straight biblical stuff. Now, some people say, oh, it's a natural phenomenon. Listen, the timing of this is extremely crazy. And we're going to get into this idea of the New World Order here in just a second, okay? But let's look at what happened, okay? River turns blood red in Iran just in time for Passover. If you guys didn't know, Passover is coming up, right? And it's the Orthodox Easter because their Easter is on a different calendar.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's my Easter.
Yeah. So this just happened. Hormuz Island is just north of Dubai in the UAE off the coast of Iran. It is actually well known for its striking red soil, which during heavy rainfall turns the water red. This is not an anomalous phenomenon. Go ahead.
Boo.
Yeah.
Also, it looks like, to me, like whoever posted the original video may have been using a filter. Oh, okay. They're just trying to disprove our Red River.
And so that's where it is. Look up the verse about the rivers turning red.
Whoa, look at that.
Is that real?
They dug up the mud. Yeah. And
Is that real?
The water underneath is all.
What? Hold on. That looked crazy. Where is this?
It's on the beach. It's on the beach shore of it.
Bruh. Where did you find all this stuff?
This is all in the same video.
I get a coincidence, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Revelation 16:3 says, "Then the second angel poured out his bowl on the sea, and it became blood, as of a dead man, and every living creature in the sea died." Now, if that goes on to happen, that's pretty spooky stuff, man.
Yeah, and it's continued right here as well.
Then the third angel poured out his bowl on the rivers and springs of water, and they became blood. And I heard the angel of water saying, "You are righteous, O Lord, the one who is, and who was, and who is to be, because you have judged these things. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and you have given them blood to drink, for it is their just due."
That kind of goes hard. And Iran just striked Israel, and they have been given blood to drink, for they have shed the blood of saints.
Well, they technically didn't shed the blood of any.
Why? I know.
Yeah.
And they tried.
Bit of a stretch. But,
hey, man, we're making it work.
So, we're
trying to do our conspiracy ministry.
Yeah, conspiracy ministry. Let me just say this. I don't know if any of this is going to mean anything. I don't know if this is going to escalate. Some people are saying it's not going to escalate. Some people say that mutually assured destruction with nuclear weapons is actually a net positive. This is one of those areas where technology becomes a good thing, because if everybody has nuclear weapons, then no one's going to use the nuclear weapons, because if anyone uses a nuclear weapon and someone else responds, that's it for humanity. Right? So I don't know if this is going to escalate in the way the prophecy was. It is interesting, though, that he said that about specifically nuclear developments being bombed. Now, what I think is going to happen, what I hope is going to happen, is that things settle down. That's what I hope is going to happen, but we don't know. I would like to add that all you guys that dunk on dispensational Protestants for having these crazy hot takes, can we all agree that the Eastern Orthodox prophecy is just as spooky? That it is also on some Left Behind prophecy stuff, right? Like, this is not just Protestants that have these sorts of prophecies and have these sorts of connections, right? That this is other streams of Christianity too. So yeah, I found it very interesting, to say the least. But yeah, I want to know from you guys, what do you guys think this means? Do you think that the potential prophecy from the Eastern Orthodox priest, connecting it to what's happening in Iran with the Red Rivers and Israel responding, is this going anywhere? Is it going to escalate? Is it not going to escalate? I'm curious. I tend to be hopeful. I tend to have a very different eschatology from most people, and that I believe the gospel is going to go further and more people are going to get converted and more revival is going to happen. And as things become more Christianized, then Jesus will return. I tend to lean towards, loosely, a post-millennial position. But I'm curious what you guys think. All right, so let me know in the comment section. And if you want to hear more about this post-millennial position, check out my conversation with Joe Webbin over here, or my conversation with my man Ivy over here. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.